Well, gosh, I'm here at the Nasdaq Tower, and I just was privileged to give the keynote address for Actua's rebranding event right here in Times Square. And what a great place, and what a privilege it is for me to be with Glenn Trout, the CEO of MSDS Online. Glenn and I have done work together for years, and it's one of those things where a client becomes a good friend, and we've had so much fun together. But Glenn, would you like to talk a little bit about some of the work we've done together? Mind doing that?
So Kraig and I, as Kraig mentioned, we've worked together for years. I met Kraig about 8 years ago, introduced by a colleague. When I first met Kraig, I really didn't think we actually needed help on the sales side with what I would describe as Kraig's strength, at least for our organization, which is helping very early on in the sales process. We brought Kraig in, and when I met him, actually initially we didn't hit it off.
Too bit. The sunglasses?
Yeah, I don't know. It was just
the peace sign necklace, or what was it?
I don't know. Culturally, we didn't hit it off initially, but within the first couple of minutes, Kraig said a couple of things that really resonated with me, and so I gave him a few more minutes, which turned into a few more minutes and then hours, and then we had lunch together. We did a pilot. At the end of the day, Kraig came in, worked with us. His disciplines, processes, the Must React system really helped us streamline our sales process. Frankly, we were too verbose, too friendly, too misdirected. I mean, we were not very direct, not very concise. Kraig helped us break a lot of bad habits, recognize where we were weak, where we were strong, and helped us build basically a sales story that resonated with our clients and actually led to a threefold increase in demos, which for us is, the meat and potatoes of our business. So for us, if we get a demo, 50% of the time we'll close it, and that's really, the early stage of the pipeline is most difficult for us. I think it's most difficult for most businesses, and he's done great work for us.
Building that top of funnel.
Yeah.
Right? I remember we talked about that at length. I remember you saying to me, Kraig, if you can help increase our demos, which I think now we call them technology briefings, I think is the new phrase, but if we could increase those by 50%, this would be a great engagement.
Right.
And as I recall, I think we tripled them, didn't we?
We did. We tripled them.
Yeah, we tripled them.
And for us, we were always pretty good at, once we got a legitimate customer on the line who was interested in the product, who we could actually demo the product for, we had a very good close rate. For us, it was all about getting more of those people, finding those people, getting them into the pipeline, and that was the most difficult part, and that's where the Must React system helped the most.
Well, you also have experienced tremendous growth since we met. I mean, talk about some of the growth. You've been through at least one liquidity event and things like that. Can you just tell our audience a little bit about that?
Yeah, our growth since we first met has been about probably fivefold. We've had one liquidity event about 2.5 years ago.
Yep.
We still have a core team together.
Yep.
When Kraig joined us, I think we probably had 30 salespeople, maybe 20, 30 salespeople. We're now over 150 and growing quite nicely. So we've adopted the Must React system internally. We've made it our own. We've built upon it, and it's done really nice things for MSDS Online.
That's awesome. I can say this in closing, I am personally thrilled to be affiliated with MSDS Online. I mean, for anybody out there in our audience, if you want to really do a case study and a use study on a company that does many, many things with excellence, have a look at MSDSonline.com. They're a terrific group. Glenn, thank you so much for spending a few minutes with me today.
My pleasure.
You're such a good dude, man. Thank you. Thanks. Cheers.